For centuries, Hopkins' life was shrouded in mystery. No birth certificate, no school records, no death certificate, nothing. Until 1854, when a faded parish register from Mistley, Essex, revealed 1647, August 12th, Matthew M. James Hopkins, minister of Brenham, buried at Mistley. Hopkins' father, James Hopkins, was a clergyman. The family was respected, educated, and well connected. 6 children grew up in a household that valued learning and devotion. Matthew may have been born around 1619. His early education is uncertain, perhaps home tutored by his father. Maybe sent abroad to the Low Countries. He would later read and write in Latin, understand legal matters, and gain knowledge of maritime law, skills that would serve him well in his darker endeavours. By 1641, Hopkins was back in England. Records show him involved in legal matters near Ipswich. A witness on property documents. He may have had a financial interest in the Thorn Inn in Mistley, a hub for influential men. John Thorlow, Cornwall's secret agent. William Lilly, astrologer and advisor. Nathan O'Bacon, portraying Parliament member. Amid this English Civil War, fear and superstition were abundant. Hopkins was ideally positioned, and he exploited it. March 1645. Hopkins began his campaign. His first victim, Elizabeth Clark, a poor one-legged woman. Her mother had been hanged as a witch. Hopkins stripped her, starved her, deprived her of sleep. And finally, she confessed. Her familiars were bizarre. Holt, the white kitten. Tamara, the fat spaniel. Sack and Sugar, black rabbits. News, a polecat. Vinegar Tom, a greyhound with the head of an ox. 5 other women were implanted. A nightmare had begun. By July 29th, 1645, Hopkins and authority reached Chelmsford. 29 were condemned, then hanged in Chelmsford, the rest elsewhere. Among them was John Lowes, a 70-year-old minister. Tortured, sleep-deprived, beaten. He confessed to keeping familiars, sinking a ship, and consorting with the devil. Even after retracting his confession, he was executed, reciting his own burial service on the way to the scaffold. Hopkins had become the ultimate authority on witchcraft, thriving on fear. Hopkins' methods were gruesome. Pricking, piercing the skin to find the devil's mark, binding and forced movement, walking barefoot on cold stone floors, swimming, bound and submerged, floating without guilt, sleep deprivation and physical torment. He also kept the Devil's List, a coded inventory of witches in England. Villagers lived in terror. Neighbours accused neighbours. The old, the poor, the weak were all vulnerable. Hopkins turned superstition into power, cruelty into profit. Hopkins travelled across East Anglia, Suffolk, Norfolk, Yarmouth, torturing, interrogating, executing at breakneck speed. Hundreds awaited trial. Villagers whispered in terror. Officials questioned his authority. But Hopkins boldly continued extorting fees, flaunting his self-complained commission from Parliament. By 1646, resistance emerged. John Gowl, Vicar of Great Sutton, condemned Hopkins' cruelty. Every old woman with a wrinkled face is not only a suspect, but pronounced for a witch. Hopkins avoided Sutton, retreated to Mangletree, and lost his assistance. His reign of terror ended, but not before leaving a trail of devastation. Hopkins' death was shrouded in a mystery. Folklore claims he was accused of witchcraft, forced to swim, and drowned. More credible accounts suggest he died of consumption, buried in Mistley, Essex, August 12, 1647. Locals claim his ghost haunts Mistley's Pond, roaming near the witch stabs, a chilling echo of the terror he unleashed. Matthew Hopkins is remembered not only for the lives he destroyed, but for the lessons history teaches us. Fear can be weaponized. Superstition can override justice. One man's ambition and devastate communities. Hopkins' story is only a reminder history is never just in the past. Fear, cruelty, manipulation can echo across centuries. Well, thank you for joining us on this journey into England's dark past. Subscribe for more historical deep dives. And remember, the shadows of history are never far away.